Hello, and welcome back to well, this isn't actually a review, is it? Hello, I'm going to be doing a comparison between the 1.0 Haro and the 2.0 Haro. Those aren't the official names, as far as I'm aware, but it's what I'm going to be calling them for simplicity's sake. They may look quite similar at the moment, but I assure you there are a lot of minor differences and one rather major one, which you can pretty clearly see. But anyway, let's get into it. Now, the most obvious difference is that the mouth is hinged on the 2.0, whereas with this one, it's solid. You can see that inside it has the computer terminal, let's call it that, from Zeta Gundam, which technically makes this the mass production type, but well, we'll not worry about that. However, you can see with it closed, they are exactly the same size, and the details are almost identical. Now, there are a few minor things, like the insides of the ear, and also, just get these off. The arm and leg holes are more detailed on... Oh, come on, focus. There we go. You can see that the arm and leg holes are much more detailed on the 2.0. Though that does lead to another difference in that you'll notice that the connection points for the hands are quite different. And if we grab them, you will quickly notice a quite large difference in that the hands on the 2.0 have two very large pegs sticking out of the fingers, whereas with the 1.0 it was pretty much clean. Personally, I kind of think this ruins the look of the hands, but it does mean it's easier to peg them in, and I'm not really sure how they would have managed to keep the original with this detailing, so a necessary evil. Now, both have very similar bases, both can hold the limbs. I didn't cut the ones on this one off the runner, but they store exactly the same. However, you'll notice that there's a small square on this one, and that's because they actually redesigned the way that the peg works on the bottom. On the 1.0, they use the same piece as on the top. However, with the 2.0, you'll notice a little triangle on it. If it's focused, you can see it anyway. That is actually an accurate detail. It's missing on the 1.0, so props to them for that. And also, the arrow means if you push in on that side, it's very easy to remove. Whereas with this one, it's pegged in, and let's just say it's not easy to get out. You'll notice with the limbs for the 1.0, there's only ball joints on one side, whereas with the 2.0 it has ball joints on both sides. That's because it uses polycaps for the joints that go into the actual Haro itself. Also, there is one more notable difference. With the 1.0, these little panels on the sides come out for 3mm ports, whereas with the Haro, that opens up. Obviously they can't do that, so they added them onto the ears, with little plugs filling in the holes so that when it's flush, you can barely tell they're there. This does mean that the ports are in slightly different places, but it just sort of means you have different options for customization. So to wrap things up, which one you prefer really comes down to what you want to do with it. Personally, I can't help but prefer the 2.0 because being able to open a mouth makes it far more expressive, which makes it quite endearing to me, but if you're getting one of these for customization, do you need those ports on the sides or the ones on the ears? Do you want it to be able to open up? And if you're not planning on painting it, what color do you want it in? Though if you're customizing it, I kind of assume you're going to be painting it anyway. Anyway, that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for future reviews and watch my backlog. And as always, until next time, happy building.